Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter for WLBT and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk. That's a mouthful, but it's part of what we do. I hope that your work week is going well so far. We're halfway through, only a couple more days until the weekend, so it's good to hear and eventually get to see some of you. I know there are several of you watching right now on Facebook and YouTube, and we're looking forward to your comments that we will pepper in this update as folks get in there, want to mix it up a little bit. And certainly we appreciate you taking time out of your day to check in on the latest stories. We have a lot to get to today. And one of those, of course, is a story that we have been following since yesterday. We have exclusive video of this. 3 people arrested after initially running from the scene of a traffic accident in Ridgeland. Now, here's the video of the aftermath of the crash on Highway 51 near Rice Road. After that white car flipped, 3 of the people inside ran away. Police set up a perimeter to find them. A 4th person also was arrested. Ridgeland Police Chief Brian Myers told 3 on your sign they are Hispanic, so he said Immigrations and Customs Enforcement is being contacted. He said that's standard procedure when undocumented immigrants are arrested. The suspect's immigration status has not yet been released. A man who kidnapped and shot a former Warren County law enforcement officer will spend the rest of his life behind bars. A jury in Harrison County convicted Logan Allen DeLana of kidnapping and aggravated assault. Now, he was sentenced as a habitual offender because of his record. That means life in prison. Another defendant in the case, Blake Menifee, took a plea deal and was sentenced to serve 17 years for the same counts. Investigators say the 2 kidnapped Mike Oots at his home in Vicksburg in January 2023, then took him to the coast and kept him in a shipping container with no food or water for days. Oots was also beaten and shot. He survived and said DeLana was the one who assaulted him. Now, that case ended with a total of 4 convictions. Isaiah Alonzo McDonald was sentenced to 20 years for accessory after the fact. Anna Joy Glidden was found guilty of hindering prosecution. So again, that's something that we've been following since January 2023. We have full coverage on our website of the story as well, including our previous reporting. If you would like to see that, there may be more developments in that case. We're going to continue to follow that story as more details become available. In Rankin County, a detention officer is recovering this afternoon after she was attacked by a woman being held in the Rankin County jail. Here's the video we have, or the still that we have, the image here. Some of that has been blurred because it's very graphic. This happened around 8 Monday night when Sergeant Stephanie Dodd responded to a disturbance at the cell of detainee Monica Gandy. The sheriff's department says Gandy refused all verbal commands, and when Dodd opened the cell door, Gandy began punching her. The 2 women then fell to the floor. The sheriff's department says Gandy bit Sergeant Dodd in the face. Dodd had to get multiple stitches to close that wound. Gandy is now charged with assault on a county jail officer, in addition to attempted grand larceny and retaliation against a public servant. Those are the charges that landed her in jail in the first place. A new plan to control panhandling in Jackson is moving closer to reality. Capitol Police will now soon require permits as called for in a new state law. Now, the police chief laid out his plans to lawmakers. And again, if you come to the capital city, if you live or work downtown, you'll probably see somebody standing on the side of the road asking for money. You probably see it other parts of the city too. I think of County Line Road when you get off the interstate exit there, right there by where you would turn onto County Line. The Mississippi Safe Solicitation Act was passed to help fix this problem, and Capitol Police Chief Bo Luckey says they're ironing out the details that require permits for soliciting. Now, the legislation requires a permit to actually solicit funds And let me get some video here of Capitol Police. They have to have a permit to solicit funds, goods, or services in public areas. Chief Bo Luckey says one of the last steps the department's working on before getting these permits issued is setting up multiple payment methods besides cash. Now, it costs $25 to apply for the permit. Under the law, anyone caught panhandling without a permit could face fines up to $500, up to 6 months in jail, or both. But officials are hoping this will make the streets safer for everyone.
Our roadways are not a safe place for people to be walking or just standing on the side of the road. So we want to try to cut down on how many people are out there trying, standing on the side of the road or walking on the roadways. It's not a safe place to be. There's other ways of getting donations. There's other ways, online, social media is a great way of receiving donations these days.
Now, that ordinance would impact parts of Jackson that are located within the CCID. It's about 15 square, or maybe 17 square miles. That is Capitol Police's primary jurisdiction. The city of Jackson has also talked about possible policies for JPD to enforce. The city council has not yet approved one. Now, local farmers will be getting some financial aid in early 2026 after the White House approved a $12 billion aid package. About $11 billion of that will go directly to what's called row crop producers. Those are farmers who grow corn, cotton, rice, soybeans, and other major crops. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, those funds are expected to be distributed in February. Now, this package is separate from President Donald Trump's proposed One Big Beautiful Bill, which could offer additional relief for farmers in October of next year. Row crops are among Mississippi's largest commodities, and fifth-generation farmer Ted Kendall says the new aid is welcome news as growers began planning for the upcoming season.
Over the last 3 to 4 years, we've kind of burned through that equity. We've been growing crops for the last 3 years especially. The returns have been lower than the cost of production. There are lots of farmers that need this bridge to even be able to farm next year. Conversations are being had between farmers and bankers on operating loans and things like that. And without some help, there's some good farmers that won't be able to go again next year.
Now, if farms were to shut down, farming communities across Mississippi would lose significant revenue, and the products you rely on at the grocery store could become harder to find and even more expensive. That's all the time that we have for this edition of the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update. Everybody's been kind of quiet today. Haven't heard a lot of folks. Typically, we have folks that like to get in on the conversation with us, but no comments thus far, and that's okay. Listen, hey, Wednesday is a day to kind of relax. It is that day that we have to get through. We call it hump day because once we get through this hump, it's all downhill from here in terms of the weekend being just around the corner. But we want to thank you for watching. Our First Alert weather team will be in here at 2:30 to give you an update on what the rest of this work week will look like weather-wise. Our early evening newscasts start at 4 p.m. on air and online through our OTT app. There's many different ways you can watch. And of course, if you need to see the latest news, weather or sports, check out WLBT.com throughout the day. You'll probably get push notifications on the phone if you download the WLBT app, so make sure you do that as well. We're going to let you see a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water, but before we let you go, I just want to let you know that thank you so much for watching, and of course, we'll be back here again at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and host for the Digital News Desk. Hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.